Hello, movie lovers. How's everybody today? Been watching movies all week? I watched a few this week. A few. And I'm here to talk to you about them. Some of you might have seen them. Some of you might not even have heard of them. But that's what we're here for. Let's talk about the movies that Bob, which is me, the guy from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, right? We're going to talk about movies. So let's get started here. Let's see, you got the book. I got to buy a new one. This one doesn't have too many pages left in it. 10, 12 pages, so I got to head to the dollar store and buy a new book. Time for a new book soon. Anyway, let's talk about movies. Black Christmas, right here. Black Christmas. Movie made here in Canada. I'm pretty sure it's made in Toronto. Could be wrong, but I think it was. Olivia Hussey, Margot Kidder, the girl that was in Superman, 1978 Superman movie. She's in it. They're all girls in the sorority house. You know, the girls stay there. Well, they're all in this house. It's Christmas Eve, a few days after Christmas, but it's that time period. Jingle bells and all that, right? Christmas trees, lights outside, and girls inside the house. The phone rings. There's some crazy guy on the phone, yelling and screaming and talking, and anyway, the girl thinks that's funny. Anyway, yeah, this is a classic. I think one of the beginning, or in the beginning, one of the slasher type movies. Now it's kind of tame now towards what's been happening the last, about 40 years. This one's tame, but it's a classic. So yeah, this was Black Christmas 1974. John Saxon's in it too as the cop. Yeah, there's some Canadian actors in it, so if everybody here in Canada or Toronto knows anything about the Canadian actors, you'll be able to point them all out, because most of them are all Canadian people in this. Yeah, so that's it. In this one I gave it a 6. It's a 6, but it's a good movie. It's a 6. It's, what do you call it? I wouldn't call it slow or boring or anything like that, but it's 1974, so. But I give it a 6, so that's all right. Made in Canada, probably Toronto, like I said. Then I watched The People Under the Stairs. The People Under the Stairs, starring Brandon Adams, a young guy back then. He's probably 12 or 13 years old. Vic Rames was in it, or Rhymes or whatever. He was in it for a while too, as a young guy's mother's boy/boyfriend. Bad guy, robs people and shit like that. Anyway, he's not in the movie for long, if you get my drift. But yeah, 1991, People Under the Stairs. I give it a 7. Yeah, there's this big house, and they say rich people live in it, and the people that live in it own all these, what do they call them, slum houses, slum apartment buildings, and they're trying to get the people out, and, so they can tear it down and build a brand new building and all that stuff. So, anyway, the kid goes there, he's stuck in the house, and he's stuck in the house with his wife's boyfriend, and the people in their house are trying to kill the kid. So it's I thought it was good. I liked it. I've seen it years and years and years ago. Just haven't watched it like I said, in a while. So, People Under the Stairs, 1991. I give it a 7. Nothing wrong with it. It's other than me having an itchy nose. Yeah, so I watched that. People Under the Stairs. What did I give it? Well, I gave it a 7. Yeah, 7. That's all right. It's worth a 7. Okay, what else did I watch? Oh, I watched this one. Grissely. Yeah, Grissely. Christopher George and Andrew Prine. So, I know it's itchy nose stuff, but yeah, so they're in the park, like a big forest, a park, national park, right? People go there and they camp, right? They got tents, stuff like that, right? So they're camping. So these two young girls are camping, right? It's time to go home now, pack it up, right? Their time's done, right? And warden comes by and says, you know, it's time to go, right? And they said, yeah, they know and all that stuff. So they're packing up the tent. Next thing you know, you're hearing this noise, growling noise, growling. Like the noise that bear makes, not the one that I just made. Anyway, who comes stumbling into the campsites, and the girl standing there like her fucking, oh my God, it's like she's screaming her head off. And the bear, you know, you see his claw like this, and off goes her arm. Her arm goes flying over there. Next thing you know, her head comes off. Swat! Her head goes swat. You stand there, whoa! Anyway, he gets to both girls. Find out later on, there's a 15-foot tall grizzly bear, black grizzly bear. Yeah, he's about 15 feet tall. 15 feet. He weighs between 2,000 and 3,000 pounds, right? So yeah, this is actually, it'd be put in general terms, it's a ripoff of Jaws. Because everything that happens in this movie happened in Jaws. You get a bunch of crazy people walking through the woods, campsites, grounds, forests. They're all walking around looking for this gigantic bear, and they got guns, and yeah. So the bear goes around, he goes around killing people, etc., etc., etc. He kills more people and stuff until, a couple of the guys, Christopher George's friends and stuff, they get knocked off on the way right to the end of the movie. So this is called Grizzly. It's from 1976, and I give it a 4. Just gets a 4 because of the gigantic bear. Woohoo! All right, what else did I watch? Oh yeah, I watched this one. Bug, yeah, Bug. Bradford Dillman, whoever that is. I don't even know if I know that guy. 1975, William Castle's last film. This is William Castle's mess, right? This is his last film. So in the beginning, there's an earthquake, right? The ground splits open, right? And it's later on, these bugs come out. These bugs, they're like fucking cockroaches anyway, right? But they land on people and they burn people. They actually set them on fire. When you get on you, they set up some kind of a thing, right? And the next thing you know, they're burning you. They get in your hair, they start all of a sudden snap, right? And you get set on fire. So this guy, there's all kinds of these nutbars running around, right? Especially in movies. He gets the bright idea. He takes off and he goes to this cabin. He doesn't want anybody around. He becomes a hermit, right? He never wants to see anybody or anything like that. I don't think the guy ever goes to the bathroom or has a piss or anything like that, right? So he stays there. He gets a bright idea. He gets another bug, and he gets this fire bug, and he he puts them together, and they have sex, and they turn into this other bug, and it's, nah. Yeah, Bug. I gave that, what did I give that one? Oh my God, I gave it a 4. Why a 4? I don't know, maybe because of the bugs. Anyway, that's it for that one. Bug, 1975, Bradford Dillman. Dillman, yeah, gets 4. All right, now I watched another one. One Night Stand. Wesley Snipes, right? He's out, he's running around, he's spending the night in New York, right? Because he can't get home in an airplane, it's raining, it's pouring. I'm just giving you the short little version here, right? There's more to it than what I'm telling you. So he meets a girl and all that, and they go to a show. She's got tickets. He wants to see the show. Anyway, on the way back to her place, he's walking her home. They get mugged, right? A couple of people, a girl and another guy grab them. They want their money, their wallets, and shit like that. And then they kind of, get out of that, and Wesley Snipes knocks the guy away and kicks him, and they run away, and so the girl's all traumatized, takes her back to her place, I guess, and he spends the night, she spends the night, and next thing you know, they're together in bed, and he's rubbing her back, she's crying, she's all upset because of what happened, and they have sex, right? They slap the sheets together and start pounding on each other. So that's it. So he has to go back home the next day, back to his wife and kids and stuff. So yeah, he thinks about it all the time, he's thinking about her all the time, and so yeah, I gave it a 6. If you don't want to watch it, it's okay, but it gets a 6. And you know, the ending wasn't very good either. Wasn't really crazy over the ending. But if you ever see this movie, you understand what I'm talking about. But like I said, I can't tell you about the ending. But I gave it a 6. That's all it deserves. What else did I watch? Oh, I watched The Boogeyman. Boogeyman, yeah, it's Boogeyman from 2005. Barry Watson and what's her name? Emily DeShannel? Yeah, a young man goes back home. He's, where's he at now? I don't know where he's at, in college or someplace, but anyway, he has to go back home to the house where he originally lived at. His mom died, and he's going back home and taking care of business and stuff, and he decides to spend the night in his house. The whole idea of this house, right, was that when he was 8 years old, his father disappeared, left his mother and left him alone in the house, and father just buggered off, right? Nobody knows what happened to the father. But the little guy, when he was 8, he's scared of the dark. He's scared of the boogeyman in the closet, right? And stuff like that, and turning the lights out. And he's afraid. So his father's in the bedroom, and, he's talked to the kid, his son, and stuff, and there's no such thing as the boogeyman. Don't worry, all that stuff. Next thing you know, the father goes over to the closet, opens up the closet, steps inside, comes back out, and says to his son, "See, no problem, nothing wrong, everything's okay." And all of a sudden, boom! Yeah, Jesus. His father gets pulled into the closet. His father's trying to grab a hold of the doorway and the doors and trying to get out and grabbing on the floor, and this thing's pulling him back into the closet, pulls him into the closet. Pulls him into the closet and the door slams. Kid's sitting on the bed going. So 15 years later, everybody still thinks, the mother and everybody else in town still thinks that the father buggered off. But the kid knows better. So now the kid, which is 23 years old now, he gets to spend the night in the house again. Yeah, so that's what this one's about. This one is all right. I gave it a 6. It's all right. Nothing special. Nothing, no big, it's not that scary or anything. It's, it has its moments and stuff like that. It's worth a 6. It's worth a 6. You can watch it, and there's no problem. If nobody's seen it, you can, catch it or find it somewhere. Stream it. Buy the DVD or whatever. But yeah, it's all right. It's okay. So yeah, so I gave it a 6. That was The Boogeyman. See, Boogeyman right there. Boogeyman. Yeah, all right. What else did I watch? Oh well. Hey, everybody knows this one. Misery. Stephen King. There's a fly there or something. Yeah, where was I? Oh yeah, Misery. Right here, Misery. Kathy Bates, of course, the lovely Kathy Bates and James Caan. Caan? Yeah, we all know that one, right? He's riding, he's going home, he's leaving the motel, and he's on his way back to the city. It's the winter time. Crashes. Kathy Bates saves his life, takes him back to her place, and puts them back together again. Keeps him in the bedroom, keeps him in bed, keeps him locked up, and she's his #1 fan. Crunch. Yeah, well, there you go. That's Kathy Bates and James Caan. Misery. Lovely movie. Great movie. Gave it an 8. It's a big 8 out of 10. And then thanks to Julie. Yes, Julie. I watched her channel the other day, and she was talking about Netflix and talking about Hubie Halloween. I watched it. Yeah, I watched it yesterday. I said, yeah, I'm going to watch that. It's Hubie Halloween. Adam Sandler and everybody else, right? You name it. Everybody's in this freaking movie. But it's very good. I liked it. There's a few laughs in this thing. Yeah, there's a few laughs in it. You can laugh your head off. Get in the right moment, right? In the right scene, it's hilarious. It has its funny moments. I couldn't believe it. I wasn't expecting too much as I went in to watch it, but as I'm sitting there watching it, I'm thinking, yeah, there's some good shit about this movie. So I liked it. I gave it an 8. I gave it an 8 out of 10. Yeah, Hubie Halloween. Lots of Halloween stuff in there. Decorations, everything. All kinds of stuff. Man, whatever happened to Halloween? Certainly don't look like this movie. Halloween around here now is boring, man. Halloween, boring. Years ago when I had a house, yeah, I had a house and I decorated the front of the house with flying bats and cobwebs and spiders and what else did I put in there? Graveyards and I don't know, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, and it was crazy music, playing music and scaring the shit out of the kids, and oh, it was fun. Today, well, I don't know, but as far as it's boring. Halloween's not what it used to be, but yeah, Hubie Halloween, Adam Sandler, I like it. 8 out of 10. That's just me. Oh yeah, okay, so I watched The Outlaw Josey Wales on TCM. I had the movie somewhere in somewhere here. I know I got the movie, but it was on through the week there last week, a couple of weeks ago, whatever. And I said, yeah, I want to watch that again. So I watched it. I'm thinking, I don't remember too much about this movie. So I, sat there for 2.5 hours. It's at least 2.5 hours, maybe a little less. But yeah, it's all, he's on a farm. It's back in the 1860s, probably 1863 or 4 or something like that. And his farm, he's on a farm with his wife and son. And these Union guerrillas come along, right, and burn the house down, take all his stock and his animals, and kills his wife, kills his son, and almost kills him too. They leave him for dead, right? So he joins up to cut everything down, like I said, down to a short thing. He joins up with the Confederacy, right, doing basically the same thing in a roundabout way. The Union and the Confederates, they were basically the same thing, just different sides. And that's hard to explain. But yeah, so he joined up with the Confederates for the rest of the, time period. Then they had to give up, right? They gave up, laid down their arms, right? How the story goes. Except for he didn't want to give up. So he's off and running and everybody's looking for him. So I liked that one. I thought it was a great movie. I gave that an 8 out of 10. TCM 1976, starring Clint Eastwood. Oh, geez, I watched more. Here we go again. Oh, Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah, Dream Warriors, right here. Dream Warriors. Yeah. Robert, what's his name? Robert Lund? 1987, yeah. One good thing about this movie, there's a very young Patricia Arquette in this movie. And she's a good screamer. She's the blonde girl. She screams. Very good. I like her. She was in a TV show 2 or 3 years ago. I used to watch, and they canceled it. But I like her as an older. She's got to be in her 50s now, I think, if I'm correct. But she's a good actress. I kind of watched stuff over the years that she's been in. I can't remember what else she was in. She was in something else. But yeah, she's been in a few movies off and on over the years. So that was, the Nightmare on Elm Street. I gave that a 7. Lawrence Fishburne's in it too. Just this one's about the kids, right? When they're having dreams and they get sent to a hospital/home thing, or people talk to them about their dreams and try to protect them and stuff. Of course, we know none of that works, right? Because once you fall asleep, you're fucked, right? So yeah, so I thought it was very well done. I liked it. Most of these movies, these Nightmare on Elm Street, they're only worth a 6 or 7, right? 6 or 7. So there's no more than that. So I gave this one a 7. And a couple of the points are because of Patricia Arquette. So she's good in it. So yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street, Dream Warriors. A big 7 from 1987. And then I watched a documentary on the Go-Go's. Everybody knows the Go-Go's, right? So we got the beat, anyway, the Go-Go's. It starts when they're a punk band in the beginning, right? How they got together and everything, and then when they hit it big and, and everything, kind of went on the big time, and then the infighting and, stuff like that. There's always infight. Most of the time bands never get together. There's always something. Somebody's making more money than somebody else, Of course, the person who writes the songs, right? The publishing, right? The words, the music, they get all the money. The drummer, unless you write songs, you know, you could kind of get money, but you don't get anywhere near publishing, right, when you sell a song. But anyway, this is a very well done documentary on the Gold Girls. Like, I gave it an 8. You can watch it. You can watch this one again. Watch it numerous times. But yeah, punk band broke up and got back together again. Now they're together now. They're roaming around still, as far as I understand now, doing concerts. They're in their 60s, or yeah, they got to be in their 60s. So yeah, 5 old broads rocking around the world, having fun. All right, what else did I watch? I gave that an 8, didn't I? Did I say that? Yeah. All right, I watched TCM. I watched Tarzan's Peril with Lex Barker and Alan Napier. You know, Alan Napier is in the Batman TV show there in the 60s. You know, it's the butler, right? So yeah, he's in it for a while. He's in it for a while. The Jungle Man tracks down on gun runners. There's a guy going around selling guns, rifles, right, to the natives, right? Because he sells guns to the natives, one of the tribes, right? Once you get guns, right, you got the power, right? You go into another tribe's place and shoot everybody, kill everybody, take all the kids, take the women, and all that stuff, right? That's what this is about. Tarzan's Peril, TCM, 1951. I gave it a 6. Yeah, I gave it a 6. Sam Whiskey, TCM also, 1969, Sam Whiskey. Burt Reynolds and Angie Dickinson. She looks nice. Angie Dickinson. Of course, she always looked nice in those movies in her younger days. I think she was hot. Ooh. Finger just burnt my finger. Anyway, it's some dumb, stupid story about gold. They gotta take the gold. Somebody stole some gold, or generals, or somebody stole gold. Now they want to. You know, she hires Burt Reynolds, you know, to take the gold back to the mint, and it's just a friggin' mess. And no, nothing great about this movie at all. Slow, a little bit on the slow side, you know, ho-hum, stuff like that. They even got a Gatling gun in it, right? Yeah, you know, a Gatling gun, you know, like a machine gun, right? That's in it too. Yeah, Burt Reynolds mows down everybody. Yeah. Anyway, I gave it a 4. A big 4 out of 10. Alright, so that's Sam Whiskey, 1969. I never saw that movie before, and I'll never watch it again. TCM. That's why I watch movies sometimes. You know, you buy movies, but then you can watch them, right? And you go, I'm not buying that. Anyway, The Hunger, 1983. Yeah, TCM. What's her name? Catherine Deneuve and Deneuve? Catherine Deneuve? French girl, I think. And David Bowie. And Susan Sarandon. Anyway, David Bowie starts getting old. He's a vampire. And Catherine Deneuve's character bit him like years ago, right? But she's the main vampire. She doesn't get old. You know, she just stays that way for 400 or 500 years. But when she bites somebody, they still live a long time, right? They do. But, you know, sooner or later it catches up to them. So David Bowie's character turns into an old fart, right? A crunchy old guy with a cane and shit like that, right? So then she's, Catherine Deneuve is on the lookout for a new lover, right? So she spies Susan Sarandon, right? And she wants to take her to bed and bite her and chew her and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. It's a, nah. Bob didn't like it. Nah, he didn't like it. So he gave it a 4. It just didn't grab me. You know, it didn't do anything for me, nothing. Kind of put you to sleep a little bit, you know, you get a little nod and going, what? Yeah. Oh yeah, The Hunger. Gets a big 4 out of 10. Never have to watch that one again either. Check mark. No. See that on TV? TCM, The Hunger? You go, no, I don't want to watch that. And guess what? I forgot a movie, yeah. Last Saturday I watched, like a week ago tomorrow, right? I missed Bomba. Bomba the Jungle Boy. Safari Drums. A murderer. What else? Murderer Makers documentary. makers involved in Africa. Yeah, a murder documentary. Makers, a murder documentary involving some makers in. Sorry, I can't read my own friggin' writing. Jesus, I go murder. Anyway, I watched Bomba the Jungle Boy. It was called Safari Drums, John Sheffield, 1953. I put down a murder documentary or something. Makers in, oh yeah. Anyway, they're in Africa and they're making a documentary, right? Like, you know, with the animals and stuff like that. And anyway, Bob, geez, you do a terrible job here. Yeah, you got a 6 out of 10 for that. I give it a 6 out of 10. Johnny Sheffield, Bomba the Jungle Boy, 1953. And I give myself a 6 out of 10 for the job I did today. I'm talking about the movie. So yeah, 6 out of 10 for Bob. Anyway, people, it's Thanksgiving here in Canada. Yes, here in Toronto, Thanksgiving Monday afternoon. And I'm having turkey on Sunday with my 2 daughters. Yes, my 2 daughters, Dave and my grandson. That's it. Yeah, that's it. As far as I know, that's it. Could be wrong, but that's it. This, what's that, 4 or 5 minutes? I see my daughters all the time, see Dave all the time. So we're in that little, what is it, crew, like that little crew mingle. Don't have dinner with anybody else. Supposed to stay home, be with your family. You know, you're kind of, you know, you can't have people, 10, 20, 50 people at a dinner. So no, it's getting bad here in Toronto again. They're closing things down and stuff like that. So, yeah. So it's getting bad again. And there's not going to be any Bob and Rick show for a while because we decided not to get together for a while now, as things are getting badder. Like, well, shouldn't say badder, not the right word. Things are not good anymore, right? So we're shutting down Bob and Rick for a while longer until things get better. So there's not going to be any Bob and Rick show. All right, so that's it until next week when I talk about the movies I watched. So enjoy your holiday, you Canadians. Have a good turkey, and you Americans are having Thanksgiving next month. Yeah, some people say Happy Thanksgiving to me, and I tell them I already had mine, but some of them don't remember that I'm Canadian. Our Thanksgiving dinner comes early. We have ours in October. Yes. All right, people, enjoy the holiday. I'll talk to you next week and keep watching those movies.